He has amazing genetics. He doesn't have as many fat cells as other people. His ghrelin is under control. That is the hunger signal. It makes you hungry. He has more leptin. That allows you to feel full. And so it's not that bad for Mike. But for the most part, most people can't walk around as lean as Mike eating like this. Coach Greg, and in today's video, we're going over Mike Thurston's new diet. Get him thirstier than last time. It's 2,800 calories a day. He's going on a mini cut. And I've already watched the video. I'm going to go over the tips that make sense and explain the ones that don't make sense.
To be honest with you, there's quite a lot that's changed since the last video. I do not prepare any food anymore. Everything is literally just takeaway or eating out.
And so the first thing to take note is he no longer prepares any of the food on his own. Throughout the video, he said, it's not worth my time. For the time that it takes for him to spend cooking, to driving to restaurants and so on, he said he was eating almost 3 hours every single day. And so for a guy as busy as Mike, it makes absolutely no sense for him to sit there and prepare all the time. Same for me. I literally hired a chef full-time to prepare all my meals. If you can hire someone else to do things for you that allows you to have more time to train, relax, do the things you love, then absolutely, this is a great, excellent idea.
Now started to delay when I have my first coffee because apparently, according to recent studies, which are on YouTube, shout out to Huberman.
And so like me, he watches Andrew Huberman. He's blowing up. This guy, he's very smart, has excellent information for people trying to improve their health. He seems to know a lot about everything, and so I highly recommend you go follow Andrew Huberman. And so his advice is stop waking up and drinking caffeine right away. The dopamine rush, it's eventually going to taper off, and so you're left tired, fatigued in the afternoon. Now, one thing Mike does is he fasts for the first 2-3 hours in the morning. He's only eating his first meal at 11:30 a.m. And so what do I think of this? To me, it's not the best idea. There are 5 opportunities for muscle protein synthesis to occur each and every day. And so if you skip the first one in the morning, well, you're not going to build as much muscle. But if you're only worried about being lean, you don't really care about maximizing your muscle, then there's nothing wrong with this. You can, of course, fast. It's still gonna work. At the end of the day, it's calories in, calories out, or as Bart K puts it, it's heat in, heat out, and you need to be hypothermic to lose weight.
So we've got 4 eggs in this with some vegetables, tomatoes, onion, things like that. No cheese.
And so meal 1 is a massive omelet, but hold the cheese. And so for breakfast here on the resort in Mexico, I did the same thing. Had an omelet, held the cheese. Ali, who's right there in front of me, she had the cheese. Why'd you have cheese, babe?
I had poquito cheese.
She said potito, and there was more cheese than last time.
Poquito.
Potito, petite, it's little.
Poquito.
Bouquet.
Poquito. Poquito. Small.
I always thought she was saying petito because I thought, well, I'm French, petite is small.
Poquito.
Poquito? And so he's holding back on the calories. Perhaps if he was bulking, he would add in the cheese. And so small changes, they can make a big difference. Remember, he's not preparing this omelet. He's like, I ordered it out. It's not only better, it's faster. Add to that, he's got a slice of bread, and so you don't need to cut out all the carbs. And so not all carbs are bad. After all, what would French toast be like without some regular ass bread?
We have my juice, which consists of apple, celery, apples, ginger, lemon, and cucumber.
And an absolutely disgusting sounding drink. But listen, it's of course healthy, but apples and ginger and celery all mixed up, some kind of health shake. Nothing wrong with that. Personally, I just wouldn't like it, but hey, this is perfectly healthy. And he adds on that salt, condiments, make it taste better, and there's nothing wrong with that. So great meal 1 for Mike Thurston.
After that delightful meal is finished, I'll have my supplements. 1 capsule of omega-3 fish oil.
And to go with that, he takes his omega-3 fatty acids, various supplements, and whatever time of day you're gonna remember to take your supplements, that's when you should do it. When I get up in the morning, I'm taking 2 omega-3 fatty acids. I'm also taking 2 Ecti Builder. And before I go to the gym, I'm taking my GO2 Max Ecti Builder and of course pre-workout, creatine, beta-alanine. Take the supplements that you think are gonna make you the best athlete that you can be. And in case you're wondering what I'm wearing, these are literally glasses that Swoosh is selling. If you want to get them, it's BLVD. Go and check out Swoosh. If you use code Greg, you're going to get a discount. And listen, I don't need the money. I'm just trying to help you to save money for you.
I would like to announce that the podcast is now live. So if you search for First Things Thirst, it'll come up. Otherwise, the link in the description.
And so very clever. First things first, go follow Mike Thurston.
So the session is done. I'll either have a shake at home or I'll have one immediately. I'm having one immediately because I'm feeling like I need to be revived.
Well, there is no anabolic window. You don't need to consume a protein drink as soon as you're done training. And think of it, he fasted for 3 hours, had breakfast at 11:30, goes to the gym and automatically has to rush in and drink a protein shake right away. Why do people think they should be fasting for 16 hours and cramming all their meals within 8 hours? I simply don't get it. In my opinion, spread out your meals. If you're eating every 4 to 5 hours, up to 5 times in a day, to me, that is ideal.
Chicken breast, about 180 grams, some cucumber. We have some asparagus, some white potatoes.
And so his next meal, which of course is delivered, he's not going to waste time making it. It's basically chicken, low-calorie vegetables like cucumbers, asparagus, and some potatoes. He has a dip, a dressing, but he keeps that on the sides and he uses it sparingly. There's a ton of calories in these sort of things. And so if you're getting salads or things like this, always order the dressing on the side. It has so many more calories than you would ever think possible.
The reason why I've added nuts is because they're a huge source of nutrition.
And why does he add this? Well, nuts are very healthy. They have a lot of nutrients that you can use, healthy fats and so on. The only problem is when you're dieting, they are very high calorie dense foods. And so you might end up being more hungry. And so to me, there's absolutely nothing wrong with this diet. This is an extremely healthy diet. But would it leave you full, satiated, and satisfied? And remember, it's 2,800 calories. For the majority of people, 2,800 calories, that is actually a bulk. But Mike, he's got a fast metabolism, and so on 2,800 calories, he can easily lose weight. Same for me. I'm eating 3,500 a day. If I go to 2,800, I'm gonna lose weight. And so don't just copy his diet. If you copy his diet, you might in fact gain weight. To lose weight, you need, as in must be, in a calorie deficit.
One of the most satiating foods, and that is white potato. Just basic, boring white potato is the most satiating food.
And so Mike, this to me was the most interesting part of the video. He says that the most satiating thing, what you really need in your diet is white potatoes. I don't agree with that. To me, white potatoes are not extremely satiating. Of course, it's better than rice. People think rice is the holy grail. Chicken, broccoli, and rice. If you were to switch chicken, broccoli, and rice to chicken, broccoli, and potatoes, you would immediately be more full. Potatoes are more satiating than rice. They're more voluminous, there's more fiber, and so they're more filling, and so of course you're gonna be more full. But if you wanna know the #1 carb source that I would recommend, if you're trying to lose weight and diet that leaves you the most satiated, you wanna guess what it is? Starts with a P. Popcorn, of course. Popcorn, loaded in fiber, very low calorie dense foods. Takes you a long time to eat. Just measure out that bowl. Compare 200 calories of popcorn, 200 calories of potatoes. Ask yourself, which will you be more full if you eat? The answer is popcorn, of course. And so please, if you're on a cut, trying to lose weight, and you're always starving, continue to switch to more and more popcorn. I'm eating about 3 bags a day, every single day. It's one of the secrets to my weight loss journey.
I either didn't have it, or I'll just have sweet potato instead, but it's all right, pretty damn good.
So when I was a competitive bodybuilder, as I would cut down on carbs, when I would switch from rice to potatoes, it was immediately a lot easier for me. But after that, I would literally cut out the white potatoes and eat vegetables. Vegetables, they have carbs. People think vegetables don't have a lot of carbs. Vegetables, in fact, mostly are carbs. And so if you switch from potatoes to things like peas and corn, and then switch from peas and corn to even lower calorie vegetables, then you're easily gonna feel more satiated. It'll be easier to stick to your diet. And if you want to see in order how you can get these, it's literally in my cookbook. If you get my cookbook, they'll be in order from the lowest calories, the most filling, to the highest calories. And so I strongly recommend the cookbook, not just for the recipes, but for all the valuable information inside.
Salmon fillet, organic, with this coconut rice. This coconut rice is something else. Have this with some broccoli.
And so last meal of the day, even higher in calories, almost 800, salmon with coconut rice and broccoli. And so he just finished saying potatoes to make you full, and now he's eating coconut rice. But it's super healthy. It's just not as filling as it could be. And so Mike, he has amazing genetics. He doesn't have as many fat cells as other people. His ghrelin is under control. That is the hunger signal. It makes you hungry. He has more leptin. That allows you to feel full. And so it's not that bad for Mike. But for the most part, most people can't walk around as lean as Mike eating like this. And so if you're struggling, you're having a hard time sticking to your diet, highly, as in strongly recommend you get my freaking cookbook. Close to 100,000 people bought the cookbook. You don't think it works? Literally, tens of thousands of people bought the cookbook, lost weight, kept it off. And so he's eating 4 meals a day, almost ideal. And to me, there's not really a big difference between 4 and 5, so no problem. But he's stretching out that first meal to 3 hours after he wakes up. I don't see the point of that. He's going about 14 hours without eating. And so if he wakes up and he's hungry, I would just say, eat. You don't need to worry about it, eat.
So the total, £73, $88 a day. So yeah, that seems pretty expensive. I mean, that would have been expensive for me back in the day when I was in my 20s.
And he then goes down to the breakdown. It's about 70 to 80 euros to eat like this every single day. And that would be, for me, over $100, over 3,000 Canadian dollars a month on food. But listen, that might be expensive for most people, but if you're a busy guy, you're doing a lot of work, it's cheap. He's likely making hundreds of dollars per hour, and so why wouldn't he spend this money? It frees him up more time to do other things that he wants. He doesn't have to spend 3 hours every single day worrying about what food he's gonna do and how to get it down in time. But if you don't have the money, you can't afford it, my suggestion, cook in bulk. And a lot of people say, well, your cookbook, it's so expensive. Literally, he spends almost as much as a cookbook every single day on food. The meals in the cookbook, not that expensive to make, and so if you cook in bulk, and you don't need to hire a dietitian, and you can do it at home, imagine the thousands of dollars you could save. Or you could spend tens of thousands of dollars on a meal prep company, don't get the cookbook, and the professional chef, they'll make everything for you. Well, if you want to do that, go ahead, tens of thousands of dollars. Or you could spend $100, $200 on my friggin' cookbook, and it will help you to lose weight, keep it off for the rest of your life. But hey, why would I want to spend over $100 on that? I'd rather just go out to a restaurant and spend $200, get drunk, and so on. And so the choice is yours. It's up to you. You can get the friggin' cookbook, or you can just not. Do what makes you happy.
So, didn't have time to eat it, so I'm gonna have it after I've had my salmon.
And so he's not done yet. He's actually got a meal 5. He calls it a snack, but it's over 400 calories. To me, that's a meal. And it's mostly something higher in carbs, lower in protein, perhaps a frozen banana or fruit and some oatmeal, overnight oats. He enjoys the snack. And so really the guy is eating 5 meals a day. And so there you have it, a full day of eating from Mike Thurston. Go and watch the original video. You can learn a lot from his channel. And so total breakdown, 2,800 calories, a bit over 200 grams of protein, about 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. And so bang on, almost 90 grams of fat, certainly not a low fat diet. And the rest makes up in carbs. And remember, other than that 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight, to me, it doesn't really matter if you eat high carbs, high fat. What really matters is if you're in a calorie deficit. And so whether or not you want to eat a lot of fat in your diet, a lot of carbs in your diet, as long as you're getting in sufficient protein, you're in a calorie deficit, you are going to lose weight. Subscribe, click the bell button, comment for the algorithm. If you're looking to get Harder Than Last Time supplements or the cookbooks, please click the link in the description. Use code Greg, 10% off, of course. And you can get the BLVD sunglasses from Swoosh. Go and check them out. Follow them on Instagram. And of course, please watch one of the 2 loops, either the top or the bottom. Follow me on Instagram, Greg Doucette, IB Pro. And until next time, I am out.